today I will be doing a tutorial on this look here. This is using the Morphe 35O palette. I know it's nothing new, like I said in my what I got for Christmas video, but in the UK people are still struggling to get it, so people are getting it new all the time. So I just wanted to do something that was a little bit different for me, because I don't tend to do a lot of warm tones. So this is a sort of warm toned halo eye look, paired with quite a neutral lip. And yeah, I hope you guys like it, and let's get into the video. So I'm starting off with a mix of these two colours here. There's no names of the shades, so I'm just going to do this, put a picture up in the corner with the stars. So I'm taking that on a 221 Zoeva brush. This is a Luxe soft crease brush. I'm just blending that back and forth, windscreen wiper motions in my crease. When my brush is a little cleaner, I'm going more up towards my brow bone. Then I'm going to be taking a mix of these two red-brown shades on my 321 Zoeva brush. This is a smaller crease brush. And at first I'm going to pack that onto the outer and inner corner, and then go ahead and blend those into the other two shades that we already have in our crease, just so there's no harsh line there. I want to be keeping the middle of my eye pretty clear because I am going to go in and create more of a halo eye effect. So here you see me going back in with the 221 brush, I believe, yeah, 221, and just going back and softening again that line. I'm going to go in with these two brown shades. These are the sort of deepest, darkest brown shades in this palette. I'm going in with a crown brush. I don't know the number because it's completely worn off. And what I'm doing with that is packing that on the inner and outer corner lower than we did the previous more red-brown shades. Then going in with this really amazing orange foiled looking shadow, I've dampened my Charles Fox brush. This is just a flat brush. It's great for packing on colour, especially foiled shadows. I just find that it works really well. So I'm placing that in the middle of my eye and blending it out towards the inner and outer corner. I'm then going to go back in with my 231 Zoeva brush with no extra product on, but I'm just going to soften that line from the browns and the foiled shadow. Then I'm going to be taking another Zoeva brush. This is the 232 brush, and this shade, and this is almost a pinky shade, but when layered on top of this orange colour, it gives like a really nice effect. And then of course going back with the 221 and just cleaning all that up. There was a lot of fallout from the foiled shadow for some reason, even though it was damp, so I'm just cleaning all of that up because there was a lot. Next, I'm going to go in for my foundation. I'm using the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea, and this is light sand, which I think is a little bit too dark for me, but it matches my neck pretty well. It's just my face is super, super pale, and I'm using the Rainforest of the Sea brush as well. I just think that these two really go together well. Then I'm going in with concealer. This is the Naked Skin by Urban Decay in Fair Neutral, and I'm putting that underneath my eyes, on my chin, down the centre of my nose, and blending it all in with a damp Real Techniques beauty sponge or complexion sponge, not sure actually what it's called, but just using pouncing motions on top of there. It does look really light on camera, but in person it's much more subtle. I love this way of doing things because if I go a little bit too ham on the concealer, the sponge really does a lot to take some of that back and stop me looking so cakey. Next, I'm going to go in and contour. This is a NARS concealer stick in medium dark 2 caramel, and I'm just putting that in my hollows of my cheeks and just between my brow and my nose, just a tiny, tiny bit. Then I'm going to go in with, this is also a Zoeva brush. I'm using a lot of them today. This is the 142 concealer buffer brush, and I'm just going to buff that out so it's not just like a line on my face. For me, I love doing both cream and powder contour. I just feel like it stays on my face all day. If I just use one or the other, I feel like I don't get the right effect and it sort of is worn off by halfway through my event or the day. So I highly recommend doing both. It just sort of locks that contour in place. Next, I'm going to do my brows. I'm going to whiz through this because everyone's seen people do brows a billion times. I'm using the Anastasia brow definer, which is nothing new, but I just really like the sort of natural look it gives my brows. If I want to go for more of a structured brow, I use the dip brow and a brush. But today I just wanted to use the brow definer, so that's what I did. And I really like the soft look it gave my brows. To set my highlight in place, I use the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. This is the lightest shade she does, and this is a Real Techniques brush. I'm not sure what brush, it's like a domed sort of fluffy brush, but it's really great for packing that powder on. So I did this under my eyes, on my chin, and down the centre of my nose and the centre of my forehead. Then I took my sponge and some Dermacolour powder. This is a waterproof powder. I really love it for setting my foundation. And I'm not taking a lot here, I'm just taking a tiny amount on my sponge and just packing that and pressing that into my skin. Taking this colour from the Shade and Light palette and a Real Techniques Bold Metals 301 brush, it's like a flat topped hard packed brush. I'm just going to set my contour with a contour powder. Like I said, this is the best way for me to have a contour that lasts throughout the day. Next, I'm taking those two red brown colours that we used on a Real Techniques angled brush and just putting that on the inner and outer corners of my lower lash line. And I'm doing that on both eyes. If you can hear loads of scrabbling, it's my rabbits, they're messing about. So I'm sorry about that. Then on the same damp brush, I'm taking that beautiful orange shade from the bottom corner of the palette and putting that in the centre. Basically, I'm mimicking everything that happened on the top lid on my bottom lid. Here, I'm just going in with a little bit more darkness where I think it's needed from those two dark brown shades. Then I'm taking a fluffy brush. This is a Real Techniques fluffy brush with the first two colours we went in with on our crease, just to blend out the bottom lash line a little bit. I'm not going for it to be too smoky, but I just want it blended a little. Then taking the same Zoeva brush and that pinky pearl shade, I'm just putting that over the top of the orange shade. And there we go, that's all the eyeshadow complete. Next, I'm going to go in with some mascara. This is a Gosh mascara. It nearly poked my eye out there. This is a Gosh waterproof mascara. I really like it, however, I'm not a massive fan of the brush. But I can get over that because the mascara is so good. Then I'm taking some lashes. These are velour lashes, but they're the silk velour lashes, not the mink. These are Fluff and Thick Collection or something like that. I'm not sure of the name, but I'm just placing those on my eyes. I've cut them to size because they were way too big for my eyes, and I'm just putting them on. And I think they are quite natural looking. They don't look too fake, which is what I like about them. So I've used the House of Lashes glue here as well, because for me that glue is the best. Next, go in with a kohl liner. Any kohl liner will do, just one that works best for you. You could use a gel liner here, but I just had this pencil. So I'm going in with that. And then after that, I'm going to go in with a black shadow. It can be any black shadow that you have. And I'm going to press that on top of the liner. This for me just ensures that my liner will stay all day. Thank you, bunnies. That was really loud. So yeah, for me, this is the way to make sure that my liner and my waterline stays black all day. So for lips, I'm going in with Kat Von D Bow and Arrow. I was thinking of using Androgyny by Jeffree Star, but I just think that it's a little too purple for this look. This one I really liked. Once it dried down, I was really happy with the end result. For blush, I'm going in with a Real Techniques stippling brush and NARS Deep Throat. This is a really nice reddy pink shade, so it works well with the warm tones on my eyes. For highlight, I'm using Prosecco Pop. This is from the Becca Jaclyn Hill collaboration face palette. I just think that this sort of goldy highlight looks really nice, and it's actually quite subtle. It's not too much. And I'm just using a blush brush from Zoeva to apply this. I'm also going to put this on my brow bone as my brow bone highlight, just to tie in the highlight with the rest of my face. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really enjoyed putting together this look because, like I said before, it's something a bit different for me. So I shall see you all in the next one. Bye.